It was nearly 1 in the morning. The city wrapped in a damp, misty quiet after a light rain. Daniel Price, a man whose name was known in every luxury real estate circle, sat in the back of his sleek black limousine, lazily scrolling through his phone as the car cruised toward his penthouse. The rhythmic hum of the tears on wet asphalt almost lulled him into a daze, until his eyes, drawn by some strange instinct, shifted toward the window. Under the flickering glow of a lonely street lamp, he caught sight of a figure huddled against the wall of a closed bakery. The woman was curled into herself, wrapped in a thin, tattered blanket that barely covered her knees. Even through the dim light and the fogged glass, he recognized her face instantly. Maria, as she had worked in his mansion for 3 years, quiet, reliable, always greeting him with a warm smile even when he barely acknowledged her. He remembered the way she'd carefully fold his ciates, polish the silverware until it gleamed, and hum softly while cleaning the grand staircase. But now as she looked nothing like the composed housekeeper he knew. Her hair was messy and damp from the rain, her hands tucked into her sleeves for warmth, her breathing shallow. Daniel's stomach tightened. A million thoughts flooded his mind. We was as rich as her. We wasn't as rich as home. The traffic light turned red, and the car slaved to a stop. Daniel leaned forward, his voice urgent. Pull over, now. The driver glanced in the mirror, confused, but obeyed. As the limousine rolled to the curb, Daniel's heartbeat quickened. He pushed open the door, stepping out into the cold night air. The sound of his polished shoes echoed against the wet pavement as he walked toward her. For the first time in years, the sight of another human being stripped away the armor of his world. Standing there in the rain, looking down at the woman who had cared for his home like it was her own, he felt something he really did, guilt. And a deep, unshakable need to know the truth. Maria stirred slightly at the sound of approaching footsteps, her eyes fluttering open with visible effort. For a split second, confusion clouded her gaze, but when she recognized Daniel standing over her in his expensive tailored coat, her face tinted, not with relief, but with embarrassment. As she quickly sat up, clutching the thin blanket tighter around herself as if it could shield her from the humiliation. Mr. Price, what are you doing here? As she asked softly, her voice hoarse from the cold. Daniel crouched down so he was eye level with her, the street lamp casting a golden outline around them. I think the question is, what are you doing here? He said, his tone more concerned than commanding. Why are you sleeping on the street? You should be at home. You do have a home, don't you? Her lips trembled before she forced a small smile that didn't reach her eyes. Not anymore, she whispered. The rent went up last month. I couldn't afford it, and I didn't want to butter onion. I thought I could manage for a while until I found something. Daniel felt a pang in his chest. He thought of the grand guest rooms in his mansion, rooms he had cleaned countless times but never honestly slept in. The idea that he had been working for him while facing this kind of struggle made his throat tighten. How long has this been going on? He asked, trying to keep his voice steady. 2 weeks, he admitted. I finish work and walk around until the street is jet quiet. Then I find a spot. She lowered her gaze, her cheeks burning with shame. I didn't think it was your problem, sir. You've done enough by giving him the job. Daniel exhaled sharply, his frustration aimed not at her but at himself. Maria, you've worked for him for years. You've taken care of my home better than I ever could. You've made my life easier in ways I didn't even notice until now. And I had no idea you were going through this. She shrugged slightly, trying to deflect the weight of his words. You have bigger things to worry about. I didn't want to be a burden. Daniel stood, pulling his phone from his pocket. You're not a burden, not now, not ever. You're coming with him, tonight. Her eyes widened. Mr. Price, no arguments, he interrupted firmly. I won't leave you here another second. Not will I have more empty rooms than I know what to do with. For a moment, Maria hesitated, torn between pride and survival. But the shiver that ran through her body made the decision for her. She nodded quietly, allowing him to help her up. As they walked toward the limousine, Danielle made a silent vow. Whatever happened next, Maria's days of sleeping on the street were over. Forever, the limousine rolled up the driveway of Danielle's sprawling estate, its headlights cutting through the foggy night. Maria sat stiffly in the plush leather seat, her fingers clutching the edges of the tin blanket she still carried. Everything felt surreal, just half an hour ago she had been curled upon the cold pavement, and now she was being driven into the very world she had only ever entered to work, not to live. When the car stopped, Daniel stepped out first and extended his hand to her. She hesitated for a moment, looking at his palm as if it was an invitation she wasn't meant to accept. But his warm, patient gaze made her finally place her hand in his. Inside, the mansion was glowing with soft golden light. The marble floors shone, and the scent of fresh lilies filled the air. Maria glanced around nervously, almost afraid to take a step, as if she might leave dirt marks that didn't belong in such perfection. Daniel led her down the hallway until they stopped before a double door. With a push, her revealed a guest suite larger than her old apartment. A king-sized bed sat under a crystal chandelier, its duvet looking softer than anything she'd ever touched. The room had its own fireplace, already lit, casting a cozy warmth across the cream-colored walls. "This is your room now," Daniel said simply. Maria's eyes widened in disbelief. "Sir, this is too much." "I can't." "You can," he interrupted gently. "Maria, you've worked for him for years. You've cared for my home like it was your own, and I didn't even notice you were struggling. That changes tonight. You'll stay here as long as you need. No rent, no conditions." Her voice trembled. Why are you doing this for him?" Daniel looked at her for a long moment, his tone softening. "Because loyalty deserves loyalty, and because no one was been as good to him as you have should ever sleep on a cold street." Tears welled in her eyes before spilling over. She covered her face with her hands, overwhelmed by the sudden kindnesses. He stepped forward and gently touched her shoulder. "Rest now. Tomorrow we'll figure out everything else, your future, your comfort, whatever you need. But tonight, you're safe." Maria nodded, still crying quietly, and walked toward the bed. She